saying if you got some breath in your lungs and you out here getting some, man, you better thank the man above. You did?
That's real. That's real. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been doing some reflecting, man. You know, I got some good things going on. You know, I got a little vlog I just dropped out. You know,
I seen that.
Yeah,
Congratulations,
girl. You know, we doing a connoisseur lifestyle vlog where you know we trying different foods, comparing.
Why was you so serious on that picture where you was feeding her the food? You was serious to the motherfucker, like don't drop a motherfucking speck of this shit here.
Oh yeah, man, you gotta take it serious, man. And she carrying my little one, so I gotta make sure they both get fed at the same time.
Big boy play.
Oh yeah, you know.
Where was y'all at?
I'm putting on money weight. That was at the crib.
No.
Yeah, I'm at the crib with it.
So you chefing up like that, bro?
Nah. We had got some food from a couple different seafood spots in Atlanta, and we compared and contrasted 3 different places. We compared and contrasted Pirates Boil out of Cobb County in Smyrna, Juicy Crab out of Duluth, and Juicy Crawfish, which is off of Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, that's bullshit. You know, there ain't too many niggas that can ride around and go to 3 different goddamn seafood restaurants in one night.
I spent all day, man. You know, we did the mussel taste off. We had some shrimp, and we also, you know, my grand finale was the king crab legs from Pirates Boil. So, you know, we're gonna be comparing different things like steakhouses. You know what I'm saying? Who got the best filet mignon or ribeye? You know what I'm saying? From Outback to Roof Chris to Longhorn. You know what I'm saying? And give a little bit of judgment on that. We're gonna go into a lot of the smaller mom and pop spots. You know what I'm saying? That might have the biggest burger. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Some man versus food type shit. You know what I'm saying? And basically compare and contrast and give insight on some good eats. You know what I'm saying?
So that's dope.
Yeah.
So can I ask you a couple questions?
Yeah.
I mean, just based upon the first episode, because I didn't get a chance to see the episode. Is it actually up for viewership? Can you go?
Yeah, it's up for viewers on Jackpot and Roxy Connoisseur Lifestyle vlog, Seafood Mukbang. It's on YouTube. And like I said, this week we're gonna be doing the steaks, and then right after that, we got a poll going out on Instagram and Facebook, basically giving a poll. I know this is big, especially coming with Atlanta.
Right.
We want everybody to vote. You know what I'm saying? What's your favorite wing spot? And I know like some people go to war, some people ride and die with where they could get their best 10-piece hot lemon pepper wings. You know what I'm saying? In Atlanta. So we'll put a little poll out there. We're gonna pick the top 5, get a 10-piece from each, and we're gonna get our sample on. And
so what you gonna do to run off from goddamn calories?
I mean, you know, I'm taking it all on. You know what I'm saying? All my friends and family, like, man, he putting on weight. You know, one thing is I smoked weed for 15 plus years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, because of circumstances, you know what I'm saying, I ain't allowed to smoke. So you know, I done got into my next favorite thing, which is eating.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So right now I'm enjoying it, man. I'm actually about to sign up for a boxing gym because I like their whole idea on the workout. I did it before when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? A little boxing training. And it ain't even the fight, you know what I'm saying? The hands is good, but you know what I'm saying? Like the workout that they do on boxing, you'll never believe like the calisthenics and just the training and conditioning that you get while you doing boxing training.
No, that's real.
Like I learned a lot the first time I had done it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was looking around, it's like you might see the little Asian dude in the corner, or you might see the little dude who you might have, you know what I'm saying?
Harassed in
like,
high school.
Yeah, exactly. Looking like a pump, you know what I'm saying? But believe it or not, with that training, bro, it's all about technique. You know what I'm saying? And when you standing in the ring for 3 minutes with your hands up like this, you know what I'm saying? You'll be surprised how tired you can get.
Oh, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't like no street fight where it's a quick, let's get this in for 30 seconds. Like man, to be able to stand in the ring and go toe to toe and just keep your hands up, you know what I'm saying, is a hell of a workout.
And I think that's the difference between the UFC and actually boxing, because you know the boxers go with 10, 12 rounds.
Right.
But with the, what is it, the UCF or the UFC?
UFC.
Yeah, you ain't about to go. No.
Oh, they get it over and done with. Put your ass on the floor and pound you out till the blood come out. You know what I'm saying? It's over with. So yeah, I'm gonna do something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I got plans for that in the future, but nigga, I was a skinny nigga my whole life, so I'm enjoying this weight I'm putting on. You know what I'm saying? Folks see me out like, man, what you eating? Like, man, this is my Gucci man belly, man. This is my get money belly.
Yeah.
Don't play with me, man.
That way you know when the nigga goddamn getting to that bag.
This is my get money belly right here, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm enjoying it. You know what I'm saying? I've been a skinny nigga all my life, so.
Hey, but you know, Pop say skinny niggas throw the dick well.
Uh-oh.
That was Tupac say, I'm trying to tell you, man. So y'all goddamn, I'm a skinny nigga. You know what I'm talking about? So I'm just giving y'all some news you can use. Jackpot Gamble. Who you fuck with is Big Dog?
Biggie Small had bitches too, though.
Hey, you know they love them big niggas.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
gotta warm up with somebody when they get cold.
I ain't gonna get that big though. We just going for the Gucci Man status.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Byrd.
Then I'm gonna work out. Y'all gonna be calling me a clone. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, again, we here, Shakers and Movers Radio. There's a lot going on in the world. You know, COVID looked like it kind of slowed down here. I've been going different places, and even the employers at the businesses look like they're taking their mask off. But then I just called home because I was going to do my baby shower up in Boston. And my mother and the person that I was renting the space out from, they like, man, I don't know if you really want to do that. They say it's a 9% of people catching the corona right now as we speak, still getting sick, still going to the hospital for it. So that's every 9 out of 100 people. You know what I'm saying? They're still being in the hospital for this, so they're taking it serious up there. Schools are still closed. On the other hand, in Georgia, they just passed it where, you know, all districts can now go back. The first it was just like only Forsyth and a couple that was doing well. They was doing little test tube stuff, and now all counties can go back. So,
well, they just voted. DeKalb County just voted. They voted Tuesday, and they voted. They're not sending DeKalb County back until next year.
Okay, that's how it is up there. So
really,
yeah, but to actually hear that people still catching it and still having cases,
right,
is a bit extreme because I thought that was something that was a thing of the past for us. And maybe I was being ignorant, but I guess each state and each region got their own scenario going on.
Yeah, you're dealing with different climates, you're dealing with different populations.
Flu season, all that shit. So, you know, shout out to everybody staying safe and hope everybody's well. And, you know, hope everybody that is getting sick or having any effects from this is pulling through. On the health side and on the financial end, because your boy Trump said he ain't gonna give out no more money till he got that seat.
Hey, I'm trying to tell you, man. You know, man, even swap ain't no swindle.
Right.
But I think if he would have released the funds, I think that he would have got a lot more African American people to probably vote for him because, contrary to what they said about Donald Trump. Yeah, I mean, Donald Trump done gave away more money than any president in our history.
That's a fact.
I mean, I ain't, you know what I mean? Like, if, you know, a lot of you niggas get bought for nothing. Y'all niggas get bought for a little bit less than that. So for him to be able to, come on, and a few comments, you know what I mean? So, and he's a businessman, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, United States of America is a business, and we got to find a way to continue to stimulate this economy. Right. Because if the economy falls, then we dealing with a whole different beast besides the pandemic. So just imagine having a fucked up economy and then a pandemic.
Right. And over this past 2020, we had to survive both. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nothing ever happened like this where everything froze and stopped. Even my guest I brought on today, man, I met him. He came to the crib to give me a haircut. You know what I'm saying? On the mobile barber tip.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't change how we do things all around. You know, I had to set an appointment to go to the bank today. So shit's still different. You know what I'm saying? But it's election time, man. If you do want your voice to be heard, I suggest you go out there and vote. Because of certain circumstances, I can't. But if you can, you know what I'm saying, definitely take your liberty and go make your voice heard. I heard they even doing early voting. It's not until November, but they open the polls up as early as this week so that people can get out there so that they don't have the long lines and, you know, handle the business. But yeah, so get out there and vote, you know, take advantage of that. You know what I'm saying? You might not think it count, but it may count. So, you know what I'm saying? Go shoot your shot. At least.
I know that's right.
Because then once it's over and said and done, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're going to be complaining, but if you don't go get your swing in, then don't be mad when you get knocked out.
And it's funny that you mentioned that Day, what's the comedian name? Mike Epps. Mm-hmm. He was actually on the phone with the guy from Public Enemy, Chuck D. And Chuck D was kind of explaining how the electoral process works. And what I try to enlighten us as black people is let's stop voting for a Democrat or Republican. Like, you know, my parents grew up Democrat. So, you know, a lot of times we do what our parents did. Not to say that it's right or wrong, we just follow suit because that's what it is that we know.
You're right about that. You actually got to really tune in and lift the layers back on that onion to find out what's going on and who got your best interest.
Right.
Because, I mean, from a history standpoint, it always looked like that. Like, okay, Republicans is white, rich, and... Give me. Take. But now the world done changed, and we got a lot of people who have money now that are of color. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The things done evolved. So you never might know, and people might not be public with you about it, but you might have some people who's African American, Latino, you know what I'm saying, who believe it or not, now done switched over to the red side.
Right. They won't tell you that though.
Because there's a lot of things that Democrats do that end up flipping the script and making things worse. You know, they like to separate the whole thing so that they can have control over the people. So, you know what I'm saying, the Republican side, for whatever reason, has control over the whites, the racists, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
People
Give
with
me
money.
1 second. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in on Facebook Live. They're asking what is the topic. Really, we got several topics. So, you know what I mean, Jackpot, if you want to enlighten some of the listeners.
I mean, the topic today is, you know what I'm saying, what's next after a life sentence, post-life.
Right. And we're talking about prison, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but we're going to get into that in a minute. We got a special guest here today. My guy, Byrd Da Barber. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be checking in just a second.
Got a great story.
After this current news statement. So that's the title for today.
Right. We appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Y'all make sure y'all share this video. We giving y'all some news that you can use. I stole that from Jackpot. You know what I'm talking about? That shit dope as hell. News that you can use.
News that you can use, man. We up here to drop them jewels, man. I ain't
Hey.
talking about the ones I got on. But
Hey, don't show them the jewels. You're going to show them the jewels.
They
Let me
gotta
see
be
it. Let the chain hang low.
Oh, man. This is light shit, man. This is light shit, man. More coming soon. But, yeah, so, you know, Democrats have now gotten a stronghold on our communities.
Right.
And we don't know if they're telling us the right thing or the wrong thing. We just think that's our people.
That's
you know what I'm
it.
saying? That they got our back. But they could flip the script on you in a second too.
That's real.
You know
and
what
I
I'm
think
saying?
they have.
They could do different things to keep you in that bubble of low income, because that's who they're catering to.
Right.
So they don't want you to get to the other side.
Right.
You become the black Republican or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
they're gonna be just like you made it out of them projects. They're gonna pull the strap right back on you, and now you're gonna be the target because you done made it out of that loop. You know what I'm saying? If they don't agree with how you giving back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
With the norm of what they expect.
But I don't get into all that politics shit, man. I believe, you know.
And you said
it's all
something
on
last
you.
week, and that's true. And I'm gonna go back to what you said last week. You said if you're gonna allow two 70-year-old men,
75, this
yeah.
nigga damn near 80.
right?
They almost out of here.
Come on. And if you're gonna allow them to determine your future or lack of,
You want some weak shit
yeah,
anyway?
you was slipping on your pen.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So I had to marinate on that, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, man, you're gonna let an 80-year-old, you know what I'm saying? Like your great grandfather, because he can't even be a grandfather. Your great grandfather, you know what I'm saying, might not have your best interests or might not. He can still give you some game, but you might be able to give him some news that he could use on how to function out here
Now,
as a 20-year-old, 30-year-old.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In 2020.
right,
That makes
versus
sense.
back in 2030 or 2040 when they was coming up, because you know our parents used to tell us, you're gonna be a jack of all trades but a master of none. So you know I was taught to master something. That's why you have like doctors or you have certain people that specialize in one particular field.
Right.
But what happens when that field ain't popping no more?
It's 2020. You got to learn how to master them all.
You got
And you have multiple hustles and multiple streams of revenue. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I was pitching that back in the Obama era. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Once the light bulb had hit me, like, see, back in the day, you could have had that one good job and you was the hero.
like
you know
the
what I'm saying?
railroad.
You could have had that one hustle and been the man. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Really run it up. You could have had one girl, you know what I'm saying, that was holding you down and just been straight.
Right.
Now it's 2020. You need all three of them shits. You need the job, the hustle,
And
the
the shit.
foundation, all that
Yeah,
shit. And
that's
you know what
real.
I'm saying? And work your formula how you work it. So, you know what I'm saying? Everybody stay down for the come up, man. I said something today, like the dark days wouldn't be so good if the bright days wouldn't be so good if it wasn't for the dark times. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people I'm starting to realize don't know how to stay down for the come up or really see things through. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's
right.
like you got to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because without the rainy days, you want to appreciate the sunshine.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right. Without being
There's
broke,
gonna be
you
a-
want to appreciate the money.
there's gonna be a struggle and everything. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be willing to endure that. You got to sit through the fire sometimes so that the other people can get some water. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But somebody got to sit through the fire.
I mean, somebody.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Other current news, man. Shit, it was Cardi B's birthday this week, man. You know what I'm saying? It looked like she gave some WAP to Offset. You know, they don't rekindle the flame, man. You know.
And I'm glad to see that. Those are kids, man. Those are kids, man. They just 28 years old, you know. So to acquire the level of success that they did individually,
Right.
and then to bring it together collectively,
Mhm.
you know, think about how we were at 28 and 27. We were still immature.
Right.
You know what I mean? We was always, you know, trying to find what was the next baddest chick. And
Right.
you know, one thing about men, we think with the head downstairs. instead of the head upstairs.
That's
You
a
know what I
fact.
mean? But
And whatever the thing is, like you get all the people on the internet to start poking and picking at what should be done.
right.
If you ever let that influence you, you lost in the sauce anyway.
That's
You
true.
know what I'm
Because
saying?
public opinion don't really fucking matter if you real within yourself.
Exactly.
You know what I
And
mean?
as adults, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm married, so it's like once you so heavily invested into something, you know, they used to say it's cheaper to keep her. In marriage, it might definitely be cheaper for y'all to keep each other. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
that's true.
Because y'all got in the bit between getting houses and both having flourishing careers. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like you can't let the public opinion really shape what you got going on. If y'all could rekindle it and get it back together, y'all got kids and things invested into it. I say do it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And to see successful young couples like them, we need them to stay together to show the young youth, yeah, to be an example, because you
Right.
see more people getting divorced than you get married. Like all this shit on Instagram, I don't see nobody else. I ain't seen no motherfucking wedding pictures on Instagram in
Right.
years.
Hey, you want to know the crazy thing? It slapped me in the face, and I went back home on a whole different spin. I didn't start seeing married people until I got to the South. Where I'm from, it's either girl to girl,
Shacking.
or they with a girl for forever, from 20s to from high school to death, but they don't never tie the knot.
Right.
People with their baby mother forever. I didn't start seeing married people until I came to the South,
Okay.
and it did a whole spin on me. This is 9 years ago. Now marriage is kind of trendy, so you start seeing it a little bit everywhere. But when I was coming up, like it wasn't like that. Like my parents wasn't married, and neither was nobody around me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Nobody. Like I said, the best thing would be, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like such and such been together forever. You might even
Right.
call her wifey. You know
Right.
what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
But nobody was really going through the whole tie the knot situation. So when I came to the South, man, you could see people with the White House and picket fence married, or you
Right.
go right to Wesley Chapel and see two people on the side of the corner asking for change, hand in hand,
That's
saying,
true.
married. I
Right.
was like, yo,
Thugging it out.
married. You know what I'm saying? That's my old lady for real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that did a whole spin for me, man. So, you know what I'm saying? You definitely need to see more of that to promote that and show people that, you know, just running around here monogamously, or, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And then it doesn't
Just
really
be-
help the kids. The
Yeah,
kids
man.
feel like, well, my parents wasn't
I was a
here.
player before this, you know what I'm saying? But it's like that, you start realizing later in life, you know what I'm saying? Again, well, I really didn't see too many men, real men, past 30 years old in life either.
Okay.
They was either dead or incarcerated. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's good that, you know what I'm saying? So without seeing that, all I knew was I want to do what he was doing before he was 30. And
Right.
you can't carry that on after 30.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's good to see more examples of, you know what I'm saying, the man and woman both holding it down. You know what I'm saying? Whatever
Right.
it's become. You know what I'm saying?
Whatever it is. Right. Just keep it together.
Keep it together. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's possible, and make that shit happen. You know what I'm saying?
Because
So,
the only people that win in a divorce is the lawyers. The kids don't win.
facts.
Y'all don't win. Y'all take that extra baggage into another relationship. Oh, this nigga remind me of my ex-husband. All this.
And
old
even
shit.
just trying to be the player for, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, bachelor's for you is for you. But, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? I think it should be part of it. And I think it's in some of the scriptures, you know what I'm saying, where at some point you should try to find, you know what I'm saying, who's going to be your soulmate and the one you're going to end it off with. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
That's real. Yeah.
So, yeah, that's that on that.
Hey, and once again, man, you know what I mean? Like, we normally don't go live on the book, but I want to make sure that we interactive with everybody. So we going to give y'all the news first, and then we're going to give it to the radio. Because we not pausing for nothing. This is a sprint. This is a marathon. We ain't got no breaks.
Man. No cuts, no edits, man.
Ain't no cut, no chaser. Giving it to you raw.
Ain't no cut on this, man. But speaking of Cardi B, actually in good relationships, I heard that, you know, they she just squashed her little beef with Nicki Minaj, and they got a song coming out.
Oh, that's dope.
And you know, that was like the
Right.
Kobe AI thing, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like where, you know, they were trying to put them on two different sides, like Republican, Democrat. And you know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's dope that they about to come together and do a project and just show females like you ain't
The
gotta be on that.
empowerment.
You ain't got to be on that catty old hating shit. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like y'all can both be two greats and come together.
At the same time.
So I think that was dope. I heard that. And in other current news, Gucci Man and his new 1017. I know you brought up something about the Fujiano show tonight, but they dropping
Life Lounge.
their project Friday, or maybe even at midnight tonight.
Okay.
So they got a new project coming out.
Together?
It's the whole 1017.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Kuwa.
Yeah, so he got a project coming out. You know, he's been trying to get that little label off the ground for a minute now. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We're finding different diamonds in the rough and put them
Right.
together and make them so icy. So, yeah, shout out to him. You know, hopefully that works out in his favor. And along those lines, his artist, Pooh Shiesty, had actually got locked up for what they say was a bad drug deal
Oh.
out in Miami. You know what I'm saying? There was shots fired, a whole bunch of craziness that hit the news. So he been on the run promoting the tape. He got locked up like a day ago and then got out without a day. I don't know how it happened, but I'm sure, you know, Gucci Mane lawyer is a motherfucker. So
Oh yeah. You know
I
what I
think
mean?
with Drew Finland or something like that, $1 million
Yeah.
lawyer. So somehow they made it so that he's out. Black youngster just got locked up with a gun.
I seen that when he was in Texas, wasn't
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? When we talk about that all the time, at that level in your career, maybe you should have some type of security around you, or
he? Right.
you know what I'm saying, be moving a little bit smarter,
And know the laws. 'cause
legitimized. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just been seeing a lot of artists getting pulled over lately. Moneybagg Yo, the baby. So you know what I'm saying? Like everybody, be careful out there, stay on your toes, make sure you legit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because the feds is watching. You know what I mean? They don't really have to do as much investigating. And then, you know, niggas talk about snitching. A lot of you niggas been snitching on yourself. The shit y'all post on social media and the things that y'all do, y'all are really telling on yourself. And what y'all want eyes on you, but once you got them people's eyes on you, you know you done fucked up, don't you? I'm just saying. So you gotta be
Y'all got a
careful.
lot of people looking up to y'all, you know what I'm saying? And like, you know, there's a lot of things, you know, that we try to make cool or make it seem like it's just part of the culture. But
Right.
there's a lot of things you just don't want to be glorifying because you got so many young people after you, and you wonder why it's a generation. You can't break the generational curse.
Right. Because you adding to it.
You done
adding
put
to
the
fire.
blueprint of some idiot shit right in the
Right.
hands of a 13, 14, 15-year-old. You know what I'm saying? That you say you're not happy that the book was handed down to you.
Right. I
So-
mean, it is show business, but you ain't got to show everybody all your business.
That's a fact.
Peep game now, it is show business, but you ain't got to show everybody all your business. Some things it should be left away from social media. And the minute that every part of your life has to be put on social media, you create a problem
I
for
mean, the
yourself.
games to be sold, not told. You know what I'm saying? Even on them old BMF documentaries, they say the only thing you seen from us was us partying and having a good time.
Right.
You ain't never seen them motherfucking in the house like snap, snap, snap. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
I never seen no choppers. You can't. If somebody got a video where you can show me where BMF was holding a whole bunch of 100 rounds and SKs and AKs, please show that to me. They wasn't moving like that.
They wasn't. You know what I'm
You know
saying? And you know, back in the day before the social media, like man, there was certain people, you know what I'm saying, who'd be like, man, put that fucking camera away before I break it.
Right.
Now
Right.
the head honcho like motherfucking, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
And I was a pioneer with the camera. And it was certain things, you know, because I came from the streets, and it was quite ironic that I went from
you knew,
being a street
you knew
nigga
when to
whole
turn that shit off.
Yes. And my conscience would tell me, like, look, bro,
Don't kid that.
nah. And you know what I mean? But then you had some people who wanted to use that,
On some TMZ shit.
yeah, to just show, like, nigga, I'm about that life. You know what I mean? So, you know, you just balance up.
But I say that to say this, man. We got an amazing guest in the building today, man. We got my guy, man, full of life, vibrant energy in the building, man. We got my guy Byrd in the building, man. Byrd Da Barber, man. We want to welcome you to Shakers and Movers Radio, ARS Atlanta. We're glad to have you here.
Wow, so appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. In just a second, man, people gonna find out, you know what I'm saying, what the story is to tell. But you know, real quick, Byrd, man, where you from, man?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, man.
Okay.
By way of Campbellton Road.
Southside.
Southwest.
Southwest.
So,
That's the SWATs.
Definitely.
Okay. That area is still active.
Yeah, it actually
Yeah.
it stay active.
You still go down there, or you still?
Man, you
Got
know
some
what,
friends,
man?
family?
I don't stay too far from them, man, and I still have, you know, family members there. So, you know what I mean? I be moving through the city, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trying to, you know, promote my business and, you know, do what I do.
Okay.
You know, make sure I eat. So
Now, what business you in? I know, but
I'm in the business of health, man.
Okay.
Health, man.
keeping
I
them
like-
groomed.
Keeping people groomed, feeling good about themselves, man, and you know, going forward and you know, doing what they do, man, to
Yeah.
make life better. That's what I want to do.
Male and female.
Male
Or
and female, of
kids, old folks.
course. Kids, everybody.
Anybody can get it.
Anybody get it.
Yeah. Okay,
Anybody get it.
that's dope for real, because I'm a firm believer. We had a on the last show I was on Finbot Radio, we had a young lady come in, And even with Roxy 3000, you know, we used to talk a lot about self-care, self-love, and people would be surprised how far a haircut would go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A $30, $40 haircut, man, could change your whole perspective on life.
On life. You know what I mean?
And I never realized that, you know what I'm saying? It's like, but once it get too out of control, you know what I'm saying? Like, you start feeling a little bit more dark, a little more depressed, you know what I'm saying? Not so, what's the word?
Vibrant.
Attractive, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, you go get a haircut, man. No matter what you're wearing, man, you just feel like $1 million. Like you go take on the day or handle whatever business is in front of you. So that's a dope craft to be in, man. You know, you blessing heads by the day.
By the day.
For real.
Daily.
For real, man.
That's right.
But so how you get into barbering, man?
The funny thing about it, my mom actually was a beautician.
Okay.
But you know, growing up around her and doing how she did hair at the house, you know what I mean? I never, you know, I used to experiment with the clippers. I met both of my little brothers though.
You fucked your own shit up,
Man, of course.
Oh man.
You know I have.
That's the most embarrassing shit, right? Man, you go in
And
there.
you got the way.
Yeah, you pick up mom's razor or
Mama's
clippers.
gonna make you way.
I done fucked my shit up, man, and I tried to go to school wearing the scully cap like this, man. And motherfucking the teacher like, take it off. I'm like,
Nah.
Then I went to the barbershop to get it fixed, took that shit off, man. That shit.
Oh yeah, the barbershop gonna do it with. I think that's the most embarrassing thing, you know, after you done did the do to yourself, and then your mama got to take you to the barbershop and you got to explain what you just did.
Right. So
So you the topic of
it
discussion.
can't be a secret in there. So you picked it up around the house.
I actually didn't. I was just saying, like, you know, it's funny that I didn't pick it up then.
Okay.
I actually was able to get the trade while I was incarcerated.
Okay.
One of the prisons that I was at, they offered a opportunity for you to not only get what you call on-job training, but they offer you, you know, the skills and tools you need to, and put you in a position to take the test and actually take you.
Okay.
They took us to Middle Georgia Technical College and got a chance to, you know, the state board comes down there and test you. And,
So when you came out, you was ready to go. You was legit
man, hit the
to
ground.
be able to hop right into a shop.
I'm talking about, it might have been a week. It might have took a week
A week to get in the shop.
to get in the shop, man. You know, God's so good, man. He opened up so many doors for me, man.
That's dope.
Well, I ain't even had to turn the knob. All I had to do was just step in now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
And that's the shop you in now?
that's where I'm at right now. Shout out Mobile Grooming, man. My brother Trev, Will, and Rico, man. John Marie, and Young Tory, man.
That's fine.
I don't think it could have turned out no better.
Right, to walk into something.
I couldn't even imagine that. You know what I mean?
Because a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, that's the scariest feeling, is to get out of a situation and then have to scramble around or do some job applications, because you really start from ground zero no matter how long you did. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
do a year, 2 years, you know what I'm saying? Once you get back out, what they say, they give you just enough money to get on the bus or something like that.
Well, I actually went through the transitional process, the transition.
Like halfway house.
Yeah, halfway house.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Where you able to, you know, work and, you know, stack your money and save.
So what type of job did you do while you was in there?
Man, I don't know how these people, you know, gauge where to put people at, but I actually did model small mobile trades.
Okay,
I was what you call an exterior finisher.
gotcha.
And so
But that wasn't it. That ain't what you was gonna come home doing.
nowhere near.
Okay.
Nowhere near.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I did it because I had to. You know what I
Right.
mean? I tried my best, but man, that, you know, I already knew. You know what I mean?
You was gonna come out
yeah,
and cut some heads.
what my route was.
That's dope.
So,
That's dope. So, if you don't mind telling us, man, how long did you actually do in prison? I know you said you was incarcerated. That's where you picked up the trade. So, how
Mhm.
long did you do in prison?
I actually ended up doing 21 years.
Get the fuck out of here.
21 years in prison. I got incarcerated when I was 16 years old, and I was released this past April.
So you fresh out,
Fresh out.
man. Not
We're gonna come back to fresh out in just one second.
Yeah.
But go ahead, what you say, bro?
not to be not to be like stereotypical or anything like that, but you know what I'm saying? Because my pops did 15. You know what I'm saying? He did 15 in Massachusetts for armed career criminal. You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? He got booked for murder. You know what I'm saying? Through the trial, they found out that he didn't do the murder, but however, it was his third firearm conviction, so he had to automatically
Yeah,
Number 15.
and Georgia, what they call it up there?
ACC, armed career criminal.
And I think right in Georgia or the South, they it's called recidivism. You know what I mean? You'll get sentenced, you know, according to recidivism. How many times, you know what I mean, you actually committed a crime and they figure out they like, all right,
Right.
done.
And in the state of Georgia, they make you see the same judge. I know in DeKalb County, whatever judge they start you off with,
That's your judge. That's
hell
your,
yeah,
that's your
let that
mother or
bitch
father.
die unless they goddamn remove themselves from being a judge.
That's crazy. So when the judge say, "I don't want to see you again,"
She dead ass serious.
it's gonna be her.
It's
You be hoping they send you off to
shout out
somebody
to Hang 'em
else.
High Hunter. I ain't coming back in that courtroom. Hang 'em High Hunter.
Is that the DeKalb County?
Yes, sir.
That can't be her real name.
No, but she hanging 'em high. Her name is Judge Hunter. I hope she's still not a judge, but you know she don't play. And that's when I had to realize that this shit ain't for players for real.
Okay.
Because they got your jacket, bro.
Because you did some time too.
Yeah, and it only took me like, you know, I'm thankful to God because I did a lot of foolish things at a young age. And, you know, the Bible said that God only looks over babies and fools for so long because you're not going to always be a baby, but you can choose to be a fool.
Mm-hmm.
But it took me one time to experience incarceration. And I personally, I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Nobody on God's
You
ring.
did 2 years. Could you imagine 21?
I couldn't. I know I'm weak. I think I probably would have tried to fucking kill myself. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, cause the little short time I did, that shit ran through my mind like
Don't
a
say
track.
that, please, man. Don't
No,
say that.
I mean, like, listen, like, bruh, and that's why I commend you. I salute you. The shit that you see in prison is unlike anything you'll ever see in your life. Even when they got the scared straight shit, it
It ain't that.
nah, fuck no, bro.
Right. And them shows they shoot, that's in county jail.
Yeah,
So
and
they
they-
say prison and county is a whole different world. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are some, you know, distinct differences. But I feel like, you know, like Weezy said, man, excuse me, it's real and it's not a situation that a human being, not just a man, you know, a human being,
Right.
you know, should have to, or, you know, subject themselves to, or anybody else subject them to.
No matter what the crime?
Let's not do that.
Okay.
Let's not do that. I don't judge anybody, man.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't judge, you know, what's wrong is wrong, what's right is right. It's understood within
Okay.
me, you know what I mean, and between me and God, and you know what I mean, because I got my own personal, you know, situations, you know, that I've dealt with and like that don't allow me, you know what I mean, to be real and judge somebody else.
Got
You
you.
know what I mean? Now, I might have an opinion about it.
Right.
Right.
No, I was just saying,
Yeah,
so like, you
but
know,
but-
we in the days of like, where people talking a lot about like prison reform.
Mhm.
So I'm saying like, you know what I'm saying? I was just curious, you know, even if you had any ideas of like alternatives to, you know what I'm saying, how gruesome and cruel you saying that, you know what I'm saying, prison could be.
Mhm.
Like, is there any changes that they could make?
Man, you know what? It's let people go.
Okay.
Stop locking them up.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you know, like laws are set in place, you know, for a reason. But it's a lot of people that are doing time or doing a certain amount of time that don't add up to
Right.
what they might have done.
Right. Especially when they giving people like 3 life sentences back to back. Like, you make it so that, you know what I'm saying, he never got a chance.
Yeah, that's what you might as well just say you got life without parole.
Right.
Right.
And those are some of the craziest situations, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't even know how someone deals with that mentally.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Being like, you know what I'm saying? A long time with parole is still like hard to take on because you really watch it. You don't get life. You don't get a second chance back at life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, one of my homies told me before he had passed, like, you know what I'm saying, one thing you never getting back is time. And you realize that while incarcerated. You know what I'm saying? If it's 18 months or 18 years, you know what I'm saying, you realize them times, you know what I'm saying, seeing your mom, seeing your kid, or just out here on the day-to-day functions serving your purpose, that you don't get that back.
It's funny that you say that because I've learned that and gotten that revelation since I've been out. Like, time is probably the most precious commodity. You know, we may think it's, you know, the material thing,
Right.
money, you know what I mean? All that's gonna be there. But that time don't stop that time don't stop fleeting, man. It keep going.
People get older, things
People
change.
get older, you know. Man, I never realized how short a day is until I came out. You know what I mean?
It's
Came
long
out.
in there.
Yeah, you know, days get pretty long, you know what I mean? You know, sometimes a lot of times you ain't got nothing to do, but it's so much to do out here, so much to be accomplished out here. And if you got any business about yourself,
Right.
you know what I mean, your day gone.
Right.
Once you start on the first objective to the second objective, that third objective might not make it.
That's a fact.
You know what I
That's
mean?
a fact. So you say you was, how old, 16 when you went in?
16 years old, man.
That's tough. And you got charged as an adult?
I was charged as an adult. At that time, it was a lot of young men, a high percentage of African American young men that were either involved in crimes or committing crimes, and society, lawmakers, politicians.
What year was that?
1997.
Okay.
And I'm not just singling it to that year because it might have been a snowball effect from something that of the early
from
90s.
96, because 96 they were having a war on drugs when it was really a war on people, because in the 80s you had niggas like the real Rick Ross who was getting drugs from a CIA informant and was taking it to all major cities. And no, like I interviewed Rick Ross. We just talking facts now. And then you got to go back from the 90s to the 80s when we had the Reaganomics, when they used to say this is your brain on drugs, and they had the scrambled egg. So all of it ran consecutively.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it went from the 70s to the 80s to the 90s.
But behind the scenes, you told me like that was a time when things started heightening up in the South, though.
Yeah, I would think so. Especially in Atlanta. In that time, the whole world came. Yeah, the whole world came to Atlanta. The Olympics was held in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
So the whole world was here.
Got you.
You know, coexisting for that short amount of time with, you know, people who were already here.
Okay.
And you know what I mean? We were, you know, I feel like I don't want to speak for the people, but I'm gonna speak for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
I had a chance to see and experience, you know, things outside of Atlanta, Georgia, because that's all I knew.
Right.
You know what I mean? I hadn't been anywhere.
With traveling or the people who was just coming in?
Yeah, the people that were coming in. I mean,
Okay.
I mean, you had, you know what I mean, you had the Hispanics, you had, you know, the Asians, you had, you know, people from all over the world
Right.
were coming, and we were, you know what I mean, like engaging.
Got
You
you.
know what I mean? Even though we can't understand each other,
Right.
you know what I mean?
So
we had to cross paths.
So at 16, was you into a lot of things, or you just had a unfortunate mishap? You just, you know what I'm saying? Was you actively out here, you know what I'm saying, on your hot knucklehead shit, or did you happen to just, you know what I'm saying, fall into some bad situations, wrong crowd, or?
I think for me, man, it was, you know, and I think most teens go through this, you know, this
Were you trying to
stage.
find yourself?
Not just find yourself, but, you know, doing what you want to do, when you want to do it, and how you want to do it.
Okay.
Not adhering to anybody, but, you know what I mean, whatever influence you choose to.
Gotcha.
And for me, you know what I mean, it was, you know, my surroundings, music, you know, certain music would.
The world was changing, right?
Yeah, the world was
That's
changing.
around the those years Tupac died. So
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Tupac died
I'm a
in
90s baby, so I know.
I think Pete, you know what I mean, had just, you know, really gave us so much game on, you know what I mean, not just from his music, but from his business aspect,
And lifestyle, right?
his lifestyle. That you know, what I mean, we started to see that. Hey, look,
That's Master
yo,
P,
yo,
right?
we ain't got Master P,
Right. You know, these new kids following QCP, so I just had to
I don't
clear
even
that
know
up.
who that is.
Quality control, yeah.
Oh, QC. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. I know who them people is.
Yeah, facts. So, man, getting incarcerated, you know what I'm saying, on such a heavy sentence, being locked up, you know what I'm saying, away from the streets, away from your family, life flashing before your eyes, man. What type of emotions, you know what I'm saying, was you going through? You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I want to get into this because, you know what I'm saying, seeing you here today, you know what I'm saying, 21 years later, you know what I'm saying, 22 years later, like, man, like I said, man, you come full of life, vibrant energy, you know what I'm saying, dropping jewels and giving the folks news that they can use. And you know what I'm saying, you don't walk around, from what I know, you know what I'm saying, like someone who's institutionalized or angry at the world because of what you've been through, you know what I'm saying? And I know that could have come from growth, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I'm sure in the midst of the fire, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you didn't. I don't think you looked as cool as you do now. You know what I'm saying? Cool, calm, and collect. So, like, what type of emotions was you going through? You know what I'm saying? You was a young man, but you wasn't even 18 yet. So you wasn't even like, you couldn't even buy a liquor out the store yet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Couldn't even buy
a cigarette or a blunt,
black
black amount.
None of that. Hey, I got to tell somebody pumping their gas, man. Look, man, go on.
I remember those ages.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And when I was that age, me personally, like my friends, my fans, followers, they know I was active. I made a lot of decisions when I was 16. You know what I'm saying? That if I had to pay for them up until this day, you know what I'm saying? Wouldn't really make sense to me because I've learned so much, you know what I'm saying, from being out here, from being on the out. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm one of the people who I feel like it don't take me 20, 30 years to learn my lesson from something.
Mhm.
Once I get spanked immediately, I automatically switch my behavior. Like when I get locked up, I be like, all right, I got it. Like, let me out. You know what I'm saying?
Doing that no more.
Yeah, exactly. It don't take me a lifetime to think that was the wrong thing to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? I learned quick. Okay, that wasn't right. Switch that up. You know what I'm saying? So things I did when I was 16, you know what I'm saying, might have been premature thoughts, me trying to find myself, find my way, or just thinking I'm a man without actually being one. You know what I'm saying? Or taking on real responsibilities. Like back when I was 16, you know what I'm saying, I had $1,000 in my pocket. I'm like, man, who the fuck gonna tell me what? $1,000 now, man, I could ship that on bills. You know what I'm saying? So, what type of emotions was you going through as a young man, 16 years old, being convicted of a high crime and knowing that things were flashing before your eyes? You know what I'm saying? While you was going through the process, you know what I'm saying, up to trial, whatnot, and even after you got sentenced and they hit that gavel like on the movie, you know what I'm saying? Like, what was, you know what I'm saying? Get real with us one time for the people at home, you know what I'm saying? What was your emotional flow at that point in time?
For me, it was, you know, my dad was a preacher and my mom was a devout Christian, and you know,
They weren't
ruled,
happy.
they ruled with an iron fist. And but they also, it was a lot of things that they taught me and my brothers and sisters about accountability. And so, you know, I was one that was guilty of what I did and went to prison for. And even though my mom and dad didn't want me to go to prison, nobody wanted me to go to prison. But spiritually, they understood the laws that, you know what I mean, you got to be held accountable, you know, for what you do. So I feel like internally, you know, I knew that I had a responsibility that I had to fulfill, you know, once I was sentenced. You know what I mean? I said, you know, this is what I got to do. But after that, and I seen where I was going and what I was facing, I think my emotions were stirred or steered more towards proving or establishing, you know, who I am as a man. You know what I mean? Because I ain't in juvenile no more.
Right.
I'm going into some grown man.
Grown man business.
Yeah, this grown man business right here. And I won't say the word fear, but I was conscious of you know, what I was facing.
So but you wasn't numb. You was clearly conscious.
Definitely wasn't numb.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely wasn't numb.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I just, you know, early, I felt like I had to prove a lot, man.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I was 16 years old at the time. I looked like I was 12. You know what I mean? You know, I'm probably about 5 feet tall,
Yeah.
light skin, got light eyes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, just the stigma that goes behind that.
Right.
You know, that's in my mind now.
Yeah, I ain't saw it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? I felt like first I needed to establish that.
So was you fighting with, or you know what I'm saying?
I don't have Michelle, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't get in a few, you know what I mean? I ain't never been, you know, no hope,
Right.
you know what I mean? But, you know, it wasn't as bad as people would have thought.
I mean, yeah,
You
you hear
know,
that all the
For
time.
me,
Like,
I think,
in the
man.
movies and shit, they over exaggerate things. They have you thinking, you know what I'm saying?
Oh no, I ain't saying that it wasn't real to that.
But I'm gonna say
just
this:
saying for
who
me.
you are on the streets is gonna be who you are in prison. If you a fuck nigga in the streets,
Oh
you're
yeah,
gonna be a fuck nigga in
I,
prison.
It's gonna get exposed.
Oh yeah, off the muscle.
yeah. I at some point, who you are will always come out.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I don't care how you suppress it, how you package it up. It's gonna reveal itself.
Right.
You know what I mean? I think, man, God, you know, carried me through that situation and protected me from so much that most young men my age or anybody else my age and, you know, being who I was, they probably would have fell victim to a lot of.
So you
lot of
started
things.
off in juvenile though, when you first
When I got once they put the cuffs on me, I went to juvenile.
for how long?
Probably about 2 weeks.
What?
About 2 weeks.
So you was 16 in the adult jail?
Yeah, 16 years old and an adult. But they have a juvenile. They have juvenile.
Section.
Yeah,
Okay.
they have juvenile floors for
I've seen that. I've
that
seen that.
accommodate juvenile. But once you turn 17, you go upstairs with what I mean with adult population.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what's your emotions at that time? You just walking through it at that point.
Yeah, just, I mean, nervous a little bit, but man, like I say, man, God, he ordered my steps from day one. And the people that I came in contact with, man, the brotherhood that I was placed in, man, it was unmatched, man, and it made a way. I mean, for me to experience, prison in a way that probably nobody else will be able to experience it.
Speak on that. What you mean?
Like, certain things, a lot of things I missed because of, their understanding.
They was putting you up on game. You got
Definitely.
to
Off the
skip
top.
steps.
Man, I remember,
You know, these people,
forget.
young boys get in there, man. They forget. They don't even know that you got to fucking wear your flip flops in the shower. You know?
Hey, and savagery.
You know what I'm saying?
Savage feet toe up, man. They missing toenail right now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So,
But you have to have, people around you or adhere to, some of the advice. I'll never forget when the first prison I went to Hayes State Prison, probably one of the toughest prisons in the country. You know what I mean? And I was 17 years old, man. You know what I mean? Still had a lot of energy, and I found myself playing a lot.
anger or energy? Do you have any anger towards the situation, or?
I did. I didn't have anger and resentment. Like I said, I knew what I had done. So, you know what I mean? I was just at the mercy of God. You know what I mean?
That's a beautiful thing, bro. Because a lot of people, you was there. You know what I'm saying? Like being there, just like thinking the whole world and fucked them over. You know what I'm saying?
And
that make the days longer.
sometimes guys, it's a lot of guys that I've met that have been in this situation where they just got a raw deal, man. Don't deserve to be in there. Ain't dead now.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I'll never forget, man, one of my a good friend of mine, Clint Scott, man. He pulled me to the side one day. He was like, man, sit your ass down, man. Quit playing so much.
Oh, you was that guy for a minute.
Yeah, man, I want to
Joking.
man, joke about everything, but them sharks, they laying.
Yeah.
It's some real live hyenas out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you keep playing around here if you want to.
Right.
I mean, can't watch over, you know what I mean? So I didn't really like how that felt. So I felt like, from this point on, I'm gonna assert myself when
Right.
it comes to that.
But at the end of the day, he was a youngin.
I was a young.
You know what I'm saying? You still had a little bit of that childhood in you. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
you.
And it was natural, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And the transition was just as just as natural, you know what I mean?
Because one of the things they say in prison, and I seen a lot of young guys coming there, and they used to call me Unc, because I caught my beard late as hell. I'm like, God damn, how the fuck I end up here at this age? But they used to tell the young guys, don't do your time like that. You know what I'm saying? They used to tell them, like, don't do your time like that. And you know, one thing about the young kids coming in back then, they were able to see things that they never seen before. You know what I mean? Like when I did the bid in 2006, they were bringing in young guys like yourself, and they was throwing them into the lion's den.
Yeah.
And you know, you would have young kids that just turned 17, who might have been 18, who was still immature, might have been 19, who ain't never experienced
Right.
having to be around niggas who doing triple life. And they would do a lot of hee hee ha ha, because when you go to prison, there is a gay lifestyle in prison. You will see a big nigga that's 280 pounds, swole, muscles in his fucking temple, and he likes men. That's not to be disrespected. Ain't no laughing, ain't no pointing no fingers. All that shit there is out the window. I seen things in the time that I was there where I kept saying, Lord, hurry up and get me the fuck up out of here. You see what I'm saying? That's why I commend you, my brother, because when you said, when he asked you, did you have any anger? You put your boots on and you accepted the consequences behind your
She
actions.
said in the beginning,
Yeah.
accountability.
Right, and that's
So,
real.
living
But
off
you were
that
still
word.
young, and you seem like you got a lot of jokes, and you might have been a real fun guy to be around, because you know what I mean, like, you know what I mean, because you're still, you know what I mean, you still kids at that time,
Yeah.
but you in a grown situation where a lot of people don't see shit.
And there ain't no mother,
You know what I mean?
and there ain't no mama or papa to come. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that-
Save you from none of that.
Yeah, that's not the case. Once you in there, you know what I mean, you in there.
So, you know what I'm saying? Growing up in that situation, you know what I'm saying? What's some of the more traumatic? He just mentioned a couple. You know what I'm saying? What's some of the most traumatic events that you've seen? Because prior, like I said on one of our old shows on Finbar Radio, I think you said you tuned into that one. We had Curry come onto the show, and he was speaking from a dude from the hood, from the same neighborhoods I'm from. You know what I'm saying? Who was he was a correctional officer at, I forgot what prison it was, but it was somewhere.
I think you were telling me Jackson.
Yeah, he was at Jackson. That's the transitional spot, and he's coming.
Well, it's a diagnostic.
Okay,
Yeah, that's-
he's coming from up north, from the hood. Just has a clean slate so that he can get a job anywhere, and he ended up getting a job. You know what I'm saying? Doing that because he did some security on the past, and he did some juvenile work. You know what I'm saying? And juvenile, they ain't get, where I'm from, they ain't gotta get suited up or nothing. They come in with they come in like this and just feel like they watching kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Breaking up fights. So he went from doing that to actually taking a job at Jackson State Prison, and he left. He was there for 3 months. He said he wasn't supported by the staff. Different inmates come up to him every day, like, yo, you sure you don't want to do this? You don't want to do that? Hey, if you tell on us about this, all 50 of us are going to jump you. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he's a big street cat, you know what I'm saying? They were putting the pressure on him, and he was just having PTSD and getting traumatized because every shift he would come in, somebody leaving on the gurney. You know what I'm saying? He breaking up fights, dudes getting stabbed all around him. He said it was like one officer to like 50 inmates. You know what I'm saying? And you hit that button, but they don't come fast enough. You know what I'm saying? So he was really getting traumatized. Like, I would talk to him, you know what I'm saying, on the phone, just check on his mental health. Because I never seen him in that space. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude from the streets, you know what I'm saying? He see shootouts, he see this and that. He might even see people get stabbed on the streets, but he was saying, man, he's seeing people get stabbed and gutted with shit every day. You know what I'm saying? He's like, man, I can hear he's like, I go home, he's like, I'm trying to raise my kids and deal with my wife. I could hear people's skin piercing. Like, I could see, you know what I'm saying, bloody t-shirts all throughout, you know what I'm saying? So he was really getting his story, you know what I'm saying? He was given a traumatizing, you know what I'm saying, scenario, and he coming from the CEO standpoint.
Gotcha.
And he was worried about his own life as being an officer in that standpoint. and he was trying to create change. Cause like I said, he come from the hood. You know what I'm saying? He's not from the South, so he didn't really have no bias towards anybody. He was coming from a more, you know what I'm saying? Try to tell somebody, yo, chill out, man. I could give you more time out here. Like, he was trying to do whatever he could that was in his job description to help somebody out. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Rather than see them locked down like that. And he said it really fucked with him mentally. You know what I'm saying? Just what he was saying. And I know from being in county, man, I don't know about going full prison, like all around the state, but I could tell you, like, people who be, young boys too, who be in the county jail, man, they be scared to go to Jackson. You know what I'm saying? They can't wait to get out of there and go to the county camps because they be like, man, I heard that people getting stabbed down there. I heard that you can't even get your commissary because somebody waiting around the corner knock you out and take your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's some traumatic events that you don't mind getting into, you know what I'm saying, that you've seen, you know what I'm saying, that was like, that become regular?
Well, I can't even, count, you know what I mean, or just try to think, when you said that, man, just like 100 events just went through my mind. But one of the most traumatic experiences for me, or experiencing really, was I got caught with a cell phone in town one time, and
How far along was you in your
man, I had done a good little bit, man.
towards the end?
Yeah, I was, I just had to be in probably like 2008 or something. But I had got caught with a phone, and I didn't give them the phone, you know what I mean, like they probably wanted me to. And, to make a long story short, I ended up being, like beat by the prison guard.
Over a cell phone?
Over a cell phone. 2 of my front teeth cracked, knocked 1 of my teeth out. You know what I mean? That was traumatic for me. I couldn't believe this happened, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that was the most significant.
Because that was personal. That wasn't
it was personal.
That ain't even like seeing it across the hall. Like,
it was personal, and that's why I offered to share that. But man, there's some, you know what I mean? There's some real, there's some real stuff going on in there, man.
Yeah.
And
how'd you overcome that? You just had to.
You know what, man? I just,
Like I said, you cool as a fan, bro. You know what I'm saying? Was you
I
angry then? Byrd get mad?
Byrd definitely get mad.
Okay.
Byrd got a temper, man.
Okay.
Byrd want to be heard. You know what I mean? Yeah. But over time and over growth, you know what I mean, I learned, like I was sharing with you earlier, the power of, humility.
Mm-hmm.
And, another word, finesse. You know what I mean? You don't have to, hit everything head on, man.
Facts.
You
I say that about my little brother, man. My little brother, he on house arrest now. You know what I'm saying? They got 2 open charges, you know what I'm saying, serious ones. And but he living almost, you know what I'm saying, an identical lifestyle. It must just be in the blood. Like he's 22, so I got like 7 years on him. But he living an identical lifestyle to I learned. No matter if I try to wave flags and tell him, you know what I'm saying, like don't do this, don't do that. He living identical to how I was living. The difference is, you know what I'm saying, I had a little bit more finesse with my shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew when to be like, up, dodge that, you know what I'm saying, skip that. All right. You know what I'm saying? My little brother, he run into shit head first. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever's gonna come, you know what I'm saying, times when I might have got shot, stabbed, like he run right into that shit and eat it, you know what I'm saying? And still, you know what I'm saying, still running.
And sometimes it probably be hard to watch, man. You like,
what?
Man, I done did this, man.
Right.
Just listen to me on this.
Right.
Please.
But he take that shit head on, so
You know.
I done got to see what you're talking about.
Right.
But yeah, you said there's a lot going on in there though. That can be traumatic or
I mean, but it get crazy, man.
yeah.
But I firmly